So I've heard the chatter, some of it really loud, some of the whispers that perhaps I'm going through some kind of midlife crisis because I chose to share some pictures of myself in a swimsuit over the summer. Yeah, summer. And
Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Well, Hanna addressed the critics, especially Footer Hype. What about her dress code, her attire, on the Instagram? She dressed in a swimsuit, the famous picture with the dog, and everybody have a problem with it. As I say, especially Footer Hype. And she addressed that. Hear what she have to say.
so I've heard the chatter, some of it really loud, some of the whispers that perhaps I'm going through some kind of midlife crisis because I chose to share some pictures of myself in a swimsuit over the summer. Yeah, summer. And I was under the sun in my own skin, just enjoying Jamaica. So let me pause here, not to defend myself because I don't think I need any defense in this situation, but I wanted to invite maybe a shift in perspective. So first, let's retire this notion that, wearing a swimsuit or summer clothing or showing a little bit more skin in our hottest month or daring to share it and post it at any stage once you're an adult is strange or suspicious. I believe a woman or a man, whether they are 20, 40, 60, 85, has every right to show up radiant, unapologetically alive, in their own skin. And now, that my favorite season is here, fall. I've put away my swimsuits and linens. They're tucked away. I brought out my cashmere, my leather, my fishnets, my suede, my scarves, because I love a warm embrace and I love fall. And what comes next? Well, let me prepare you. You see, my work carries me through every season, and I love seasons. And through it all, I am still what I am. A little chic, a little avant-garde with just, touch of femme fatale, no matter the weather. And second, what I find is that when people say crisis, what they're trying to say is that there's instability, as if confidence must be confusion, as if, visibility is some kind of rebellion we're forcing on people. But I want to be clear, choosing how to show up in the world is not instability, it's intention. And perhaps the instinct to call it a crisis maybe comes from a habit of years of institutional memory of a culture that really fears change. Yeah. And so their labels become diagnoses, even prescriptions, as if they have the right to write the prognosis for my life. And often what they call a crisis is not my crisis, or is not a crisis at all, but perhaps a reflection of someone else's discomfort, what they're experiencing, a projection that, they're uneasy, and that, my supposed unraveling and my shift must be their fracture. They take it personal. And so I can pause and I can see the distinction that their fear is not my truth, and what they mistake as rupture, I carry it as unfolding. But what instead if we assume that rather than seeing decline, we recognize strength in each other? What if we understood that visibility is actually not breakdown, but it's choice? And here's the real beauty. You see, running my own show with my own money doesn't require me to have the old archetypes of power suits and boardroom walls and to cloak up. Because modern leadership doesn't care how you dress, really. It just requires presence, courage, and authenticity. Because what it's not is abstract and congealed. Because tariffs shift overnight. Supply chains are stretched across continents. You have to be flexible. It's not just having plan A, but plan B, and yes, you must have a plan C and sometimes a D. And it's currency fluctuations that demand resilience. It's design into innovation. It's requiring a calm head. And yeah, through it all, it's showing up. You have to be grounded. So I don't have the time to listen to who is uncomfortable with what I wear, because when I choose to step forward with confidence, it's not a crisis. It's intentional, it's deliberate and fearless, the same kind of leadership I've always had throughout my life. Because the real work of being a CEO is not shrinking into outdated molds or drudgery. It's expanding into new ones. And if my choices spark conversation, then yeah, let them. Because my choices are not crises. They're not accidental. And just maybe they may invite other people to see others with a little bit more curiosity, maybe generosity, and far less judgment. Because so many people are afraid to step out because of the noise they hear from a culture that wants them to stay in the same way all the time. I'm not that woman, and I will never be.
Yeah. So you hear Lisa respond to the critics. Basically, she has say you can be multifaceted, meaning say you can have many sides, in which me agree with her. It don't matter your job in a society. It don't matter if you're a politician or a lawyer. When you're off the clock, you go live your life. You dress how you want, dress go where you want go. Once you not broke the law, or you can live in a box, try to please everybody, and you feel confined. You know, that's just my take though. What's your perspective? Because we can go on and on. As usual, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. Respect. I'm out.